Okay, so let me start my presentation about my final year project. The first part, my final year project contains two subparts in the first term. The, the first one is Android dynamic loading, and the second one is indoor positioning. The first subpart starts at September and it lasts for 2 months, and the second subproject indoor positioning started 2 weeks ago. Okay, so let's start. The first subproject is Android Dynamic Loading. What is Android Dynamic Loading? It is for us to find a method to load and update an activity in an Android app from internet or SD card without reinstalling the whole APK package. Why is this significant? Because these days it is nearly everyone has a smartphone, and here smartphone is Android smartphone, and there are many apps installed on this Android device. But when we want to update, or we found there are some bugs in our current app, what should we do? Oh, the only way is that we must wait for the next update, and we download and reinstall the whole APK package when we ended this download. So there are three major problems in this procedure. The first major problem is that we can see that only a small fraction of the code is modified, because but we must download the whole APK package. I mean that traffic is equal to money, so we are losing money, or we are wasting money in this procedure. The second disadvantage is that when the companies found some bugs in the current version, the current implementation is that they do not fix it immediately. They hold on these apps and wait until the next big update. But this will lead to very bad user experience. The third disadvantage is that when the user found the current version is not very stable, or there are significant defects in the current version, it is impossible these days for users to roll back or default back to the original version. This will also lead to bad user experience. But so here are the three major disadvantages of today's implementation. But when we're comparing the smartphone apps to the software in PC, we found that the PC softwares are well modularized, and we can substitute the old modularized with the new module. This will significantly increase flexibility and security. This is the inspiration of my final year project, and here I will continue to talk about problems. Okay, the first problem is that Android Dalvik VM requires all activity to be registered in the manifest file, and we cannot change the Android manifest file once we install the app. This is a safety concern, but it is a big restriction, because if we have some subsequent update, we must at the beginning register it into the Android manifest file. Otherwise, we will not be able to dynamic update it. But this is a big problem. The second problem is that, because this is a very practical problem, I try to search it on Google or Stack Overflow, but the people over there just say, "Wow, it is not possible," or they just propose the following four methods to try to solve it. But unfortunately, these methods are not practical. For example, they suggest that we can use Java reloadable class, but of course they failed, because Android Dalvik VM is not the same with JVM. Well, another intuitive way is to override the current functions or extend the current class, but this is also failed because all practical methods such as load class or find class, they are marked as native methods. What does native mean? This means native methods are not written in Java, they are written in C or C++. That means they cannot be changed by us. The next two method is about reflection API, but the significant problem is that the first, if we use reflection API solely, we cannot provide any context for our loaded activity, and there is no lifestyle method because we just treat it as a normal class. But what about treat it as an activity and use start activity? Well, this also failed because start activity only searches for specific directories, and we cannot designate the directories to be some directories on SD card. So this is the end of the story. But after some thinking, I've just proposed my way. Because we want to dynamically load a Java class, the only feasible choice is to use reflection API. But also, we now need we need someone to provide the context. So what about combining these two methods? Well, the key class in my method is activity adapter. When we want to start loaded one updated and dynamically loaded activity, we just pass the class name into class adapter and use start activity to start this adapter, and then and this Android activity adapter will provide context, and the loaded class just sometimes like reside in this activity adapter. So this activity adapter provides the context as well as an empty activity, and the loaded class using the loaded class using reflection API, it provides the layout as well as the presentation of the activity. So here are the main procedures of my method, and we can see here when we want to start the updated activity, the call by the Android Diary machine, I mean the lifestyle methods such as onCreate, onResume, onDestroy, they are all dedicated to the loaded activities by the activity adapter. Well, I think the most intuitive way to see how my apps work is to give a demo, and there is a demo session appended to the end of this presentation video. And now we just skip this part and let's talk about the future applications of my method. The first one, of course, is faster and lightweight update, because now the user does not need to download the whole app package. They just need to download the activities that they need. So we can just let them download what they need, and this will definitely save the time and the network traffic. The second one is that it allows multiple choice for different layout of functions. For example, if the initial version of this app is aimed at the young people, well, this company decided to add some support for the old people in the subsequent version. It may choose my method because it can also it can also dynamically download a version about aimed at the old people and load it at the runtime. And it is very convenient for us to just switch back to the young version and switch back to the old version. So this is a very practical solution. And the ultimate goal of this mechanism, of course, is to enable module update on a smartphone. So I expect that in the future, all our apps will be divided and well decoupled into many modules, and we can download the modules and replace the old one with the new one. This is not trivial because we may just need one APK installation, and all subsequent updates will be implemented in my way. Okay, according to the professor, when I present to a professor, he has given me a very useful suggestion that I should add an additional authentication service before the server and the app. I think this is very useful because it will significantly increase the safety. Okay, about this is the end of my presentation about the first final year project, Android dynamic loading. And now I will turn to the second topic, indoor positioning. Well, because I just started this project 2 weeks ago, here I will give just a simple introduction of our algorithm. The current implementation is mostly using Apple iBeacon or Android Beacon, but they require Bluetooth 4.0. There are some disadvantages of Bluetooth. For example, Bluetooth 4.0 is when you open this, your cell phone will send signals, or more technically beacons, outside the whole space. And well, if someone knows the name of your Bluetooth, well, they also knows you are there. And because this mechanism requires your smartphone to communicate with the iBeacon continuously, well, this means a large battery cost. And our solution is using ultrasonic solution. Ultrasonic solution is that when we use our smartphone in the room, we receive many signals from all of the room. And in this, here ultra signal means the sound that the frequency is more than 19K hertz. And in this procedure, there will be no signal sent out from the cell phone. And here are the brief introduction of my solution. Is that we first put some transmitters across these rooms, and we use Android handheld device to record the sound and translate the sound into distance, and we calculate the distance, and thus we will locate the people. Okay, so here are all about my final year project in the first term, and thank you for your listening. Thank you very much. Hello, here I will do a demo of my final year project, Android dynamic loading. So let's look at this app. Now I will click it. It's called. And this is the traditional shopping app. Let's look at this activity. Okay, so this is an empty activity at present, and in the following demo, I will change its content without reinstalling the whole APG package. So let's start. Now, let me just close this activity app and restart it. Okay, after restart, this app will contact with my update server, and it will obtain some information about the next version. So it then prompt a large dialog showing that there is a newer version. So here, let's just press yes. Okay, so the size, because the size of the update version is too small, you cannot see it from the notification bar. So it says that the download has been downloaded, and do you want to apply this update and restart now? So let's just press no, and because we choose not to apply it now, so this is still an empty activity. And let's look at this. So this is the downloaded zip file, and this is the unzipped directory. And we can see there are 3 graphs and 1 DX file. So let's get back to this app, and then we restart it. In this restart time, the update has been applied, and you can see the already newest toast, and we can just press this. Yes, the activity has been updated without reinstalling. So let me show you another great property of my final year report. Is this: if I just delete this file, that means the update version is deleted, and if we restart that activity, we should receive an error message. But now let's click it again. So you can see my app has been rolled back or default back to the original version, and you do not worry about the possible errors in update. So that's the end of my demonstration. Thank you.